But wait, there's more. Or people where they don't have their teeth in. I'm a cool nipple. Anyway, and they are down here mowing in Nipple Town. It's a hill that I could die on. Breastfeeding shouldn't hurt. And if that's a surprise to you, then you need to hear what I have to say. When your baby is latched in breastfeeding, they are creating a vacuum all by themselves. It's really, really cool. They're so small, but they're doing great things. They're going to cup their tongue around your nipple. It's going to create a bit of a U shape. And when they have that cupped, that's what's creating that suction. But wait, there's more.
Wait, there's more.
Then they're going to actually move their tongue in a wave-like pattern. And it's that moving of the tongue like that that's going to compress your areola and your nipple and some of your breast tissue up against their palate. And that compression of your tissue against their palate is going to move that milk out along with that suction. And then once that milk is out, it is available for your baby to swallow. So there's a lot of things going on inside that you can't see. Also, that sucking at your breast by your baby is going to cause you to release the hormones that are milk-making hormones. So that is your prolactin, which makes the milk, and your oxytocin, which moves the milk. So really, really cool things happening when your baby is latched. A lot of people are surprised to see videos like this. They're surprised to find out that it's not actually baby's lower lip that is creating that suction and moving that milk. It's actually their tongue in that U shape cupped around the nipple. It's pretty wild to see it. But what happens if your baby can't create that U shape, or they can't quite cup that nipple and keep that suction on, or maybe they can't move their tongue in the way that they need to create that movement of the milk? Well, then you are going to get nipple pain, because this is now an ineffective latch. And I have seen quite a few ineffective latches in practice. My name is Tina. I am a certified perinatal nurse, but I am also a certified breastfeeding specialist, and I'm a mom of 4, and I did breastfeed all of my kids. And those breastfeeding journeys, they were not without their own speed bumps. So if it is your first time here, please consider subscribing and coming on back. And if you are not new here, thank you for joining us once again. Let's get into those signs of an effective latch, because there's quite a few of them. First thing on the list, and it's the first thing on the list for a reason, because to me, it is the biggest red flag that your baby's latch is ineffective or shallow, and that is pain when breastfeeding. And lots of people will say to me, well, I mean, yeah, it hurts, but it's supposed to hurt a little, right? And no, come here. Breastfeeding is not supposed to hurt. Now, that said, breastfeeding is going to feel a certain kind of way, because you now have a baby sucking on nipples that have never been sucked on before for feeding purposes. You have fresh nipples that have never been sucked on for anyway. You have these nipples that are new to this experience, and you have this baby that is also new to this experience. So yeah, it's going to feel a certain kind of way. However, it shouldn't be so painful that you're like gritting your teeth and sort of clenching everything in your body. It shouldn't be so painful that that pain is getting worse as the feed goes on, not better. It shouldn't be so painful that the pain is going on day after day, week after week, month after month. These are signs that that latch is likely shallow, or it is ineffective and your baby is not able to transfer that milk appropriately. And the biggest causes of pain while breastfeeding is a shallow latch. And so you can see how pain when breastfeeding should be an indicator to us to look into that latch and try to figure out those issues. Also a sign that your latch might need some work if your nipple goes in wearing one outfit, and when it comes back out, it's done a complete wardrobe change. Meaning if it goes in round, it should come out looking pretty well round. Your nipple shouldn't be changing a lot while it is in your baby's mouth if your baby has a deep effective latch. So if your nipple is coming out and it is pinched, or it is lopsided, or it is cracked, or maybe it looks like a tube of lipstick, these are signs that that latch is likely not very deep, or it is uneven. Also, your nipple should stay the same color. So it shouldn't be coming out blue or bruised or cracked or bleeding. It shouldn't be coming out white or blanched, because that means that your baby is likely sort of gumming on the nipple or pinching on the nipple, or that latch is uneven, and it certainly means that your baby's latch is likely not deep enough. If you're hearing clicking while your baby is feeding, this is also another red flag. So if I'm observing a baby feeding and I'm hearing click, click, almost like that sound, that's telling me that baby is unable to maintain that vacuum or that suction. They're having a hard time keeping that tongue cupped around the nipple. And those clicks that you're hearing, it's likely meaning that your nipple is slipping inside baby's mouth with every click, which again is going to add to number 1, pain when breastfeeding. You can see how they kind of all tie together. You might also see dimpling in your baby's cheeks with the clicks. That can also be a sign that that latch is not deep and effective. So what you are hoping to hear when your baby is feeding, if they're able to maintain that suction and keep that tongue moving as it should, would be a suck swallow, breathe. Suck, swallow, breathe. Because they are doing the work to suck the milk, to move the milk, and then to swallow the milk, to take a breath, to go back to what they're doing. It's actually a little process that they have to practice to get really into the rhythm. I'm going to put up a video here of my daughter breastfeeding. She has a beautiful latch in this video. I love hearing these types of sounds, but this is sort of what you're wanting to hear when you're listening to your baby breastfeed, as opposed to hearing those clicks. Once your baby is latched, take a look at their lips. They should be flanged out like a fish, sort of flush with the breast, running like this. They shouldn't be curled under or puckered under, kind of thinking about like old people where they don't have their teeth in, okay? Because if they are curled under, they're puckered like this, chances are they're going to be just sliding down the breast and they're going to be gumming on your nipples, which again is going to leave you with pain, but it is telling us that that latch is not nice and deep and we need to readjust. Now, if you look down and you notice that your baby's lips are both curled in, or maybe one is curled in, sometimes that bottom lip, take a peek at it, and then you might be able to actually fix it without breaking the latch and letting them continue the breastfeed. So if you look at it and they're kind of tucked under, you can gently just use your finger and just slide it in and just fluff it up like that. Slide it in, fluff it down like that. Because remember, they are making that latch with their tongue. So chances are if they have their tongue cupped in that U shape and they are just starting that breastfeed, you might be able to rescue that latch without needing to restart it by simply just sort of, flipping their lips out to look more like Nemo.
And then we go out and back in.
Tip number 5 is Special K, and not the cereal, though it is delicious. We're looking at the angle of the K on the Special K cereal box, because if your baby's mouth is open to an angle less than that Special K, which is about 140 degrees, that's an indicator that baby's latch is likely shallow and it is ineffective. So when your baby is latched, we want them to have a wide open mouth. And how do we get them to have this wide open mouth, this angle of 140 degrees? We utilize their rooting reflex, meaning we have to be a bit patient. We have to wait for our baby to open their mouth wide before we bring them to the breast. If your baby is just opening their lips just a little bit, they're just puckering it, and then you try to shove your nipple in, then that is going to lead to a shallow latch, because all they can do is sort of suck on your nipple because their mouth wasn't open, just their lips. So when you are going to feed your baby, you want to start by eliciting that reflex by just rubbing your nipple sort of on their bottom lip, maybe in the middle, maybe beside it, and then you are going to wait until baby opens their mouth wide, because if they're hungry and they are rooting, trust me, that mouth will be open wide like a guppy fish. And then when their mouth is open wide, you bring them to the breast. And this way you get not only the nipple in their mouth, you also get areola and you get breast tissue. So when you have baby latched, if you are experiencing pain, take a look at it. Make sure that baby's mouth is open nice and wide to around that 140 degrees. Your 6th sign, that is really hard to say. This is if your baby is pushing away from the breast. They are turning their head. They are bobbing their head. They are unable to latch. I mean, it would be really, really frustrating if you were being offered food and you were hungry, but you weren't quite able to get that latch just right. You weren't able to latch deeply, or you weren't able to transfer that milk so that you can fill up your belly. That would be really frustrating. It would also require a lot of energy. And so sometimes we see these babies who are having issues get really flustered at the breast. And even though that nipple is like right there, they just can't seem to get it in their mouth. They can't seem to get that latch just right. And so you might see them pushing off or moving their head. And so we want to think about these babies. If they're doing this, it's likely not because they're not hungry, although, I mean, that could definitely be the case. So if you just fed baby and then they're moving their head and bobbing around, that's probably not a sign of an ineffective latch. But if they are hungry, it is time for them to eat. They are showing you those early hunger cues, but then you go to latch them and they just can't get it together, or they are pushing you away. That can be a sign that that latch is shallow, because that can be really uncomfortable for them and it can be really, really frustrating for them. So really, if you're seeing this happening, we do need to sort of get back to the start. We need to look at all these other signs. Are we seeing that the latch might be ineffective? And then we need to troubleshoot it, which I'm going to go over after I tell you the last sign. If your baby's nursing sessions are very long or very, very short, this can be a sign of an ineffective latch as well. So if these breastfeeding sessions are going on for like 40 or 50 minutes or an hour, and they're just sucking and sucking and sucking and sucking, it could be because that latch is shallow. Because when the latch is shallow, they are not moving as much milk. So your baby is not actually getting everything that they need from your breast when they have a shallow latch. And so they're just going to keep sucking in hopes that eventually that milk will get to them. And then if your baby's nursing session is really, really short, this could also be because of an ineffective ineffective latch. Because again, if baby is trying to latch at the breast, they are not successful, it's really shallow, it's not effective, then they're not actually being able to transfer that milk in, and then they just get really frustrated. And then you start seeing them sort of moving their head and pushing away from the breast, cutting that nursing session short. So really pay attention to those nursing sessions. I mean, you're looking at anywhere between 15 and 25 minutes for a full breastfeeding session. And if it's taking a lot longer or a lot less than that, I mean, we really should be investigating the latch. So let's go over how to look at it. First thing I suggest, if it is feasible and accessible for you, is to seek out the services of an IBCLC or another lactation professional. And I know it is not feasible and accessible for everybody, which to me is like the biggest travesty. We're basically failing people if you think about it. Like we're saying, oh, breastfeeding's amazing. It's great for your baby. It's so natural. It's a great bonding experience. But then you have your baby and then the system's like, peace out. You're on your own. It's like, huh, it's a hill that I could die on. But if it is accessible to you, an IBCLC can be worth their weight in gold because they're actually going to assess you. They're going to observe baby feeding. They're going to do a thorough health history, and then they're able to tailor a plan of care that is specific to you and your pregnancy and your delivery and your baby. And it's specific to the issues that you are experiencing that they can see and assess firsthand. So an IBCLC is a really, really great tool that you can have in your toolbox. Now, if you haven't had your baby yet and you are planning on breastfeeding, I do always suggest to prepare ahead of time. I feel like we do a lot of prep work for like pregnancy and for childbirth and what we want for that whole period of time, but then it comes to postpartum and breastfeeding and we're sort of just out here winging it. So if you think about it and you can, prepare for breastfeeding ahead of time. And I don't mean like read a breastfeeding textbook back to front and memorize everything in there. I just mean have the information readily available, familiarize yourself with the basics, and then know where you can go to troubleshoot if you do run into problems. And this can be any sort of accredited person online that is evidence-based, that has really good, solid information. Please be careful with your sources. Or it can be a prep course. And I do have a breastfeeding course. It's available here on my website. I mean, I love it, but I'm a little bit biased, but there are other resources out there for you. So preparation can be really, really great. If you are in the trenches right now, let's get you moving towards a more efficient, comfortable latch. Because I just want you to be comfortable because I want you to enjoy your breastfeeding experience. So if you're noticing any of those red flags that baby's latch might be shallow or might be ineffective, I want you to stop and start from the start. And you do that by actually taking baby off of the breast, breaking the latch and starting again. It's okay to start from the top because you are working towards a better latch for you and baby. Now, when I say take the baby off of the breast, if your baby has a shallow latch and they are down here mowing in nipple town and you just pull baby off of the breast, well, guess how that's going to feel? Yeah, it's going to feel really, really especially on nipples that are already sore. So when I say take baby off of the breast, I want you to break that latch first. Think about a suction cup. Like if you break one side of the suction cup, the suction from all the way around goes away. That's what you're going to do here, okay? Before you pull baby off the breast, you're going to take a finger and you're going to gently place it in the corner of their mouth and then just gently slide it along their gum line. Be very gentle here, especially cautious if baby has any tongue ties or oral tethers. But you're wanting to basically break any suction that they have so that you're not causing further damage to your nipples when you take them off. Once you have baby off, number one, we want them to have a wide open mouth. Remember that special K, that 140-degree angle. And you get that by having baby's mouth be nice and wide and open. And the way we do that is we elicit their natural rooting reflex. So you are going to move your nipple around their mouth. I like to go kind of right in the middle of their lower lip or around their cheeks, anything you need to do. And then you wait for baby to open their mouth nice and wide. Remember, if they have their lips pursed and you're just shoving your nipple in there, then they are just going to be chomping down here. We want to wait for that nice open mouth. Once they open their mouth nice and wide, then we bring baby to the breast. We don't bring the breast to the baby because if you're constantly bringing your breast to your baby, you're going to be slouched over like this multiple times a day. You're going to have sore breastfeeding shoulders, I call them, and your nipples are already sore. You don't need another thing ailing you. So always bring baby to the breast. And when you bring baby to the breast, next tip is to actually angle your nipple a little bit so that it is pointed towards their nose. This way, when baby comes onto the breast, a couple things happen. One is that this nipple is going to actually go into their palate or go directed towards their palate. And their palate, the roof of their mouth, that's where their sucking reflex is located. So that's going to help them to get into that rhythm, that suck, swallow, breathe. The other cool thing that this is going to do is it's going to make it so that baby's chin basically comes in contact first right here. Then they have to come up and over the breast and the nipple to latch on deeply. So this actually helps them to create a nice deep latch. Once they are on the breast, again, check in with the angle, make sure it's nice and wide, but also check in with those lips. Make sure they are flanged out like a fish. So take a look. Are they puckered under like this, or are they nice and wide on the breast like this? And again, if you do feel like baby is latched well, but you look and maybe one or both of their lips are curled under, you can just sort of gently use your finger and just sort of get their lips flanged out if you want to, if you're comfortable with it. But check in on those lips, make sure they're flanged out. Keep in mind too, the way that the baby is positioned for feeding. We want them in a straight line, okay? You don't drink with your head cranked one way and the rest of your body cranked the other way. You usually drink in a straight line. So we want baby's head over their shoulders, over their hips, over their knees. Think about them in a straight line. And then while they are feeding, if you want to help out, you can actually do some compression of the breast tissue to help move that milk towards baby's mouth. Because sometimes the milk back here in the breast, where other milk glands are, doesn't actually kind of get their way towards the nipple. So if you are compressing or massaging towards the nipple, that's going to help move the milk from back here. It's going to help you to empty more effectively, and it's going to help baby be able to transfer more milk from their mouth into their tummy. So you can add in some compression while baby is feeding if the latch is feeling really, really good. And then lastly, I want you to check in on your nipples. You know, like, hey girls, how's it going? I'm a cool nipple. Anyway, check in on your nipples. Make sure that they are feeling well, because the overall game here is that we're trying to get you to breastfeed comfortably. Remember that number one red flag is pain when you are breastfeeding. So be like, is this comfortable? Is this more comfortable than it was? Is it getting better? Check in on all of those things and make sure that that pain is going away for you. Check-in time. This is a safe space. How is your breastfeeding journey going? What is going well? What is harder than you thought it was going to be? Breastfeeding can be really, really difficult. It can also feel isolating. So we can sort of help to lift each other up. If you want more information on breastfeeding, then this one right here is all the things that I wouldn't do if I was hoping to have a successful breastfeeding journey. If you like this one, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing. And as always, be happy, stay healthy, have fun. Bye.